What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of BKNY Hoops. If you are new to the channel, I'm your host as always, Rashid White. All right, let's get into it. You guys actually see the title. You see the actual graphics. Noa Essengue. If I'm saying that wrong, my bad, man. I know how some people are very finicky when it comes to names. All right. So over here, this article actually comes from Nets Daily, and they actually believe that the Nets should get him at number 8, and we're gonna really kind of dive into it now. On the live streams that I actually do, I had people come onto the show and say, yo, this dude is the next Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, we know that Giannis Antetokounmpo is a generational talent type player, right? Since he's actually got drafted into the league, right, we never seen anything like him, right? There's no other player that came in and really kind of assert the type of dominance that he has like really kind of put on right there, man. So if Noah, right, is a Giannis type comparison, then listen, he should be going number 1 automatically, man. There's just no actual questions about it, man. If he's actually being compared to Giannis. So and we know, like, and listen, I like Cooper Flag, and I think Cooper Flag has a really, really high ceiling. But he ain't no Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. So Noa Essengue should be going number 1 if that's actually really truly the case. All right, so we're gonna get into a couple of video clips and we're gonna analyze the game of Noah over here, and we're gonna see whether he's actually, really slated to be number 8, right? Or maybe he's like, a player that should kind of be drafted in like the lower 20s based on like what his NBA comparisons are, skill set, I mean everything. We're gonna dive right into it right here, man. So let's get into the actual story. All right, here we go right over here, man. And this is from Nets Daily. They saying he's a French prospect with a rare blend of size and super long frame, and is this what the Nets need to kickstart the rebuild over here, man? So they look at Claxton, his measurables: 6'11", 72.5 wingspan, reach is 9.2. All right, not bad. So it says Essengue feels like a safer bet to become a valuable rotation player in the NBA than fears. If the 6'3" guard isn't excelling as a lead ball handler, that's a high bar to clear, and there's not many other pathways to success. Well, I mean, it's a guard-driven league, right? The rules are really kind of are catered towards the guards. I'm sorry, you can't touch them, you can't put your hands on them or anything like that. So they will actually really have an advantage. So let's get into where it says Essenge's strengths are, and it's basically saying that he runs the floor really well, he actually cuts really good. Matter of fact, even let's get into like the scouting report over here, man, because this will be a long video if I actually have to go through this. We can sum it up right over here, man, and I'll actually watch some highlights of him. And it says his NBA strengths are Daniel Marshall, right? That's not good, man. He was actually just a really, really decent role player. And we know what his strengths are, right? We already went over that. Let's get into the actual weaknesses over here. Still developing as a scorer in the half court, more effective finishing plays than creating them at this stage. Doesn't yet show much terms in shot creation off the bounce. Jumper remains inconsistent, particularly from long range. So his shooting from the three-pointer is 25%. That's bad right there, man. And again, there's no guarantee that like these guys are going to work on their three-point shot. If you look at Ben Simmons, Dennis Smith Jr., Nick Claxton with his frame, he needs to add a three ball to his arsenal right there because of how undersized he is. Playmaking, right? All the stuff that you actually really need as a small forward in the league to be like a higher level starter, like playmaking, ball handling, shooting, right? And one of the key things is like actually just like driving to the rim and not having a plan. So that's not good right there. And I guess he needs to add more like 1-2 dribble pull-ups to his game. Basically get floated, because I think his weight was it said 198 pounds. And I'm gonna show you guys an example of why you need to be strong, especially when it comes to playing at the pro level over here, man. So this is a key right here, 198 pounds, and he's going to be really limited to the three. Can't play the four, right? Because he knows those power forwards are 240, 250, 255 something pounds. You look at Paulo Banchero, and I mean, he's like a 250 something pound guard. Jaren Jackson Jr., Bam, right? They'll eat him. They'll have him for lunch. So let me show you guys right here what I'm talking about. This is Brian Scalabrine. He's playing a one-on-one, right, versus like random hoopers. Brian Scalabrine is 6'9", 250 pounds. He's a retired player. Let me get into. All right. So right over here is Brian Scalabrine going against like a regular average hooper, and I just want to show you what strength really, why you really need strength, especially like in a half-court set. All right, you see how he's actually able to really kind of like push him off. He gives him that little bump, and he's able to get really like a clean shot off, like an uncontested high percentage shot off. So if Brian is not that strong and he really can't move him, then it's really going to be hard for Brian Scalabrine to get this shot off here. You see the bump right there? You see how he actually just moves him out of the way? And he's able to get a clean shot. Let's look at this one more time. Yep, see it right there. Right there. And Noah at 198 was it 198 pounds? Yeah, it's not going to be able to do this against like the small forwards and power forwards in the NBA. So this is something that he actually needs to do, is actually get stronger, because if he can't move him like this, I mean, it's going to be really difficult for him to get a clean shot off. And if you watch the finals, if you watch Chet Holmgren going against like Miles Turner, like Chet Holmgren was trying to bully him and push him, and he couldn't move him, and it really affected him, like laying the ball up, like getting a clean like look at the basket right there. He was missing a lot of shots around the rim, So, final conclusion over here. Noa Essengue should be. Let me see where they actually have this guy. So Noa Essengue needs to go to a team like that's like, already like an established team already. Like, let's say the Knicks. Toronto looks pretty decent, right? They have a nice cast over there. There won't be so much pressure for him to go out there and really like, score in the half court. Hopefully he can actually work on his jumper, work on his weaknesses there. And if I'm the Brooklyn Nets, I don't know, man. It's tough. I would say pass on him, and hopefully guys like Trey Johnson or Jeremiah Fears kind of lands into their laps. But Noa Essengue, to me, I'm sorry, is like a number 18 to 20 something pick. He's a project, man. He has a lot of work to do on his game over there, man. So I will wrap this video up. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share the stream. And when you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.